Hello there and welcome to my channel Novice Modelling in a Midlife Crisis. My name is Andy and this afternoon I'm going to be doing a quick what's in the box kit review on my MIR models F6F HELLCAT made by GRUMMAN. As we can see, this is a rather unfamiliar sort of style of box. That's because MIR models were situated in the Soviet Republic. This, according to my source Scalemates, was produced around about the early 1980s, so 82, 83, 84. The mould itself is actually based on a frog mould from 1972. Now, I bought this with a bunch of other vintage kits off eBay, and the standalone price for this was £12. So it's a reasonably fair price, I suppose, for something that's visually rather interesting from the box form anyway. So I'm going to read you a quick debriefing off Wikipedia because it doesn't come with any details in the box. So here we go. The GRUMMAN F6F HELLCAT is an American-based fighter aircraft of World War II, designed to replace the earlier F4F Wildcat and to counter Japanese Mitsubishi A6M0. It was the United States Navy's dominant fighter in the second half of the Pacific War. In gaining that role, it prevailed over its faster competitor, the Vought F4U Corsair, which initially had problems with visibility and carrier landings. Powered by a 2,000 horsepower 1,500 kilowatt Pratt & Whitney R800 double wasp engine, the same power plant used for both the Corsair and the United States Army Air Force's Republic P-47 Thunderbolts. The F6F was an entirely new design, but it still resembled the Wildcat in many ways. Some military observers tagged the HELLCAT as the Wildcat's big brother. The F6F made its combat debut in September 1943. It subsequently established itself as a rugged, well-designed carrier aircraft, which was able to outperform the A6M0 and help secure air superiority over the Pacific theatre. In total, 12,275 were built in just over 2 years. HELLCATs were credited with destroying a total of 5,223 enemy aircraft while in service with the US Navy, US Marine Corps and Royal Navy Fleet Air Arm. This was more than any other Allied naval aircraft. After the war, HELLCATs were phased out in frontline service in the US, but radar-equipped F6F-5Ns remained in service as late as 1954 as night fighters. Now, I bought this particular model because I was kind of interested at the end of the day in what a Soviet-era model kit would look like. I mean, as I say, for kids and collectors and kit builders in the Soviet Union, I was just curious as to what they were doing in the early 1980s, and I was a little bit sort of disappointed, I suppose, when I discovered it was actually a frog mould. But we do get the variances in plastic and finish and accessories as well, which this isn't too great. So anyway, let's have a quick look in the box. I'll get the pieces out and we'll have a little look at what we actually get. The box itself is, I think it's pretty cool, and you can kind of make out it says it ages 8 to 12. It's got the address on it. Not sure where that is. I'm going to be guessing this is some sort of October. Not sure, don't know. But it's kind of interesting. It's kind of interesting. Just the box is kind of interesting, I think, to be honest with you. The instruction sheet is pretty basic. As I said, there's no other details on it. Basically, we're getting several steps to construct the aircraft. First one being the standard, put the pilot in the seat. Then we're going to put the engine together. Then we're going to put the undercarriage together. We've got our auxiliary fuel tank here. Then we're going to put our pilot into the fuselage with our rear wheel and mount the engine on the front after sealing it together. And then we're going to put the wings on and the tail together. And then we're going to put our pitot tube on, and we're going to finish off by putting the undercarriage together and the final pieces. So let's see what we've got and see what those crazy Soviets were building. So here we have, well, this is the cockpit cover in a little plastic baggie. I'm obviously going to leave it in there because I don't want to lose it. Now, straight off we can see that we've got a bit of a flashing and excess problem on the engine cover and on this part of the tail. The detail is quite nice, actually. It's pretty good for 1980s, I suppose. Although it does seem to be a bit, maybe the moulding is a bit worn because it's kind of like Morse code, some of it, where it's sort of dip, dash, 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 where it sort of fades in and out. these lines on the tailplane. Here we have the auxiliary fuel tank, which is a bit rough. It kind of feels to touch. It's a bit rough, not detailed, just rough. The undercarriage looks fine. The main body of the aircraft looks fine. There's some excess here, as you can see, but it doesn't look too bad. I mean, it's nothing that a quick sanding won't deal with. The plastic itself is quite flexible, so it looks okay. Ooh, we lost our pilot. On this one, we've got the two undersurfaces of the wings, and as we can see, we've got some panel lines or some small access panels, possibly for fuel tanks here. The wheels are quite nicely done, but again, we've got some excess in the hole. And we've got a whole lot of excess around the seat here, and our pilot does suffer from requiring a bit of attention as well. He doesn't appear to have any arms. Oh, he has got arms there. He's got them on his lap, and he's got a hole in them as well. Let's just see that. Is that a hole? Yeah, he does actually have a hole in his belly, so obviously he's taken some damage, and he's been shot. Yeah, okay. So here we have the other section of the fuselage, and here's the wing, sorry, the engine, and yeah, that's going to need a bit of attention as we've got some flash, so we're going to need a fine file on that. I think this is where the propeller pin goes into, and again, that's clogged. The areas for where the wing goes in, they're clogged as well, and they're going to need opening up. So yeah, there is quite a bit of work that needs doing on this, actually, now you think about it, but it's still interesting all the same. Got a nasty big chunk on that one as well. Jeez. Here's the wings and the propeller. The wings are looking quite nice. We've got quite a lot of detail on here. No problem with them. But these undercarriage parts, this is the fold-up undercarriage. I'm guessing this is the down undercarriage. These look pretty bad. I mean, I don't know if you can see, they are rough. Yeah. Maybe we should have put this into, is this the worst model ever category? Them Soviets, they weren't much good. So, sorry Russia. Well, your model kits suck. So yeah, there we go. I mean, at the end of the day, it's interesting. That's what I like about these sort of kits. They're just different. And it's nice to actually build something that's, you know, 44 years old. 40 to 44 years old. And it's come all the way from Soviet Russia, and somehow it's ended up in a cupboard in North Wales. And at some point we will get it stuck together, and we'll get it painted. There are no painting instructions on this. It just says we don't supply the paint. There are no decals with this either. Now, you could say that possibly the decals have been lost over the 44 years that this has been around. But I do actually have another MIR models kit, which is a Spitfire, which I paid 40 quid for. God, they saw me coming on that one. And that one doesn't have any decals with it either. So I'm kind of assuming that maybe they didn't have the technology to do decals in Russia at the time. I really don't know. Feel free to let me know on that, but it seems kind of weird that I've got two MIR kits and I've got no decals for anything. So anyway, there we go. Thanks for having a quick look at one of my other weird kits. Slightly, well, I don't know, I think it's slightly more interesting than the air fixes that we've done the past couple of days. You don't get many of these MIR kits knocking around anymore. Thanks for joining me. Please do like and subscribe. I'm afraid we're not going to be giving this one a double thumbs up. We're going to give it half. So thanks very much. Be seeing you.